You know what's better than an overpowered anime hero? Watching one become overpowered. That's why today we're diving into the top 10 anime where the MC starts weak but climbs their way to the top. From street fights to magical duels, these stories will hype you up and maybe even inspire your own grind. So begin with number 10, the Osan Newbie Adventurer. Starting strong. Well, not strong, exactly. Our number 10 is about a middle-aged guy who starts his adventuring career late in life. Everyone expects him to fail miserably, but he's got persistence that would put most shonen heroes to shame. It's refreshing to see someone past the typical teenage MC age push through dangerous quests, awkward moments, and all the "you're too old for this" comments. I like how this one blends lighthearted comedy with actual tension. You laugh 1 minute, then you're on edge the next because our Osan is way in over his head. But that's the point. He keeps going. Number 9. I parry everything. Now, this one's title says it all. The MC isn't super strong, fast, or magically gifted, but give him a sword and he'll parry anything you throw at him. His strength doesn't come from raw power. It comes from insane skill he's trained relentlessly. I love the underdog vibe here because it's not about brute force, it's about outthinking your opponent and turning their strength against them. Plus, there's something oddly satisfying about watching an arrogant enemy realize they can't land a single hit. Number 8. Tales of Symphonia, the animation. Based on the beloved RPG, this anime delivers that nostalgic, weak hero finding his courage journey. Lloyd Irving starts off with more heart than skill, fumbling through fights and getting outclassed by basically everyone. But with each battle, each friendship formed, and each tragedy faced, he grows into the leader the world needs. I personally loved how the action scenes keep a balance between flashy moves and emotional weight. It's one thing to get stronger physically, it's another to grow mentally and morally along the way. Number 7. Air Gear. Now this one's a little different. Less swords and magic, more rollerblades and street battles. Ikki starts off as a clueless wannabe in the high-speed world of air treks, but through countless falls, rivalries, and training sessions, he becomes a force in the underground skating scene. This anime has that addictive energy of sports mixed with shonen grit. And honestly, seeing Ikki wipe out 100 times before finally nailing a trick feels like watching someone level up in real time. Also, the soundtrack? Pure hype. Number 6. Taboo Tattoo. This series blends martial arts with supernatural tattoos that grant powers, but our MC Seigi doesn't start off knowing how to use his. His early fights are messy, and he constantly gets in over his head. But instead of giving up, he learns from every defeat. I really like that the show doesn't give him an instant "I win" button. His growth feels earned, and the mix of military intrigue and explosive fight scenes keeps you invested even when the plot gets wild. Number 5. Bungo Stray Dogs. Atsushi Nakajima goes from being a starving orphan to joining an agency full of eccentric ability users. At first, he's insecure, awkward, and easily overwhelmed in fights. But across the series, you watch him find his confidence, master his power, and stand alongside the agency's best. What makes this extra satisfying is how Atsushi's emotional growth parallels his physical strength. He learns to value himself, and that inner change is just as impactful as the battles. Plus, Bungo Stray Dogs' mix of dark humor and intense action is let's just say it's fantastic. Number 4. Megalobox. If Rocky Balboa had a cyberpunk makeover, you'd get Megalobox. Junk Dog, our MC, starts as a nobody fighting in underground rings. No fancy gear, no privilege, just grit. Watching him rise through the ranks against fighters with better equipment is raw and inspiring. This anime nails that fight for your dream, even if the odds are impossible vibe. The art style, with its gritty, old-school aesthetic, makes every punch feel heavy. And by the time the final match comes around, you're screaming at your screen like it's a real pay-per-view event. Number 3. Kenichi, the Mightiest Disciple. Kenichi is basically every bullied kid who ever thought, "I'm gonna learn how to fight." He starts off weak, awkward, and scared, but under the brutal, hilarious training of his martial arts masters, he transforms. The best part? His progress isn't overnight. You see the sweat, the soreness, the constant failures before the victories. Kenichi's fights are some of the most entertaining because he's always up against opponents who seem way out of his league. And that underdog determination just makes you root for him harder. Number 2. Kemono Jihen Kaban starts off quiet, socially awkward, and seemingly unremarkable, until you realize the hidden strength he develops over time. He's not just physically growing, he's emotionally opening up, learning to trust others, and figuring out where he belongs. The supernatural mystery elements mix perfectly with his personal journey. I especially enjoyed how the show uses small, quiet moments between the action to highlight just how far Kabane has come since episode 1. Number 1. My Hero Academia. You knew this was coming. Izuku Midoriya starts as literally quirkless in a world where having powers is the norm. But his heart, determination, and obsession with becoming a hero make him stand out long before he gets one for all. What's amazing is that even after gaining his quirk, he still struggles, physically breaking himself in fights, studying relentlessly, and adapting his style to protect himself and others. My Hero Academia captures the essence of this whole list. Power means nothing without the will to grow into it. And that's our list of anime where the MC starts from zero and fights their way up. Whether it's with fists, blades, or sheer stubbornness, these characters prove that strength is earned, not handed out. If you've got a favorite underdog story I missed, drop it in the comments. Let's keep the anime hype alive.